There are places in the universe where light has never reached, where the boundary between the finite and the infinite is nothing more than a faint breath of space. Nothing remains but silence, and a single question drifting in the void. Can we ever see the end of everything that has ever existed? In the previous story, we journeyed through the universe's first dream, from the primordial darkness to the moment the first stars awoke, singing their song of light across the still ocean of space. But that journey was only the beginning, because in this story, we will go further, beyond every limit the human eye can perceive. To where light begins to fade, space expands like an endless breath, and time itself starts to lose meaning. There, the universe is no longer just the sky. It becomes a mirror reflecting our own mind, ever expanding, ever searching, ever asking who it truly is within the infinite void. Tonight, let your mind drift. Do not resist the darkness. For sometimes, it is within stillness that the universe whispers its deepest secrets. Welcome back to the edge of everything we can ever know. Tonight, let your thoughts drift with the oldest light still traveling through space. Not the sharp light of stars, nor the glowing dust of galaxies, but a whisper of illumination that has crossed billions of years to reach you. The extragalactic background light, or EBL. It is the softest glow of eternity, the sum of all radiance ever released by every star, every nebula, every fire that has ever burned in the universe. Imagine standing beneath a night sky not as a witness, but as a participant in something timeless. The faint shimmer that fills the darkness between galaxies is not empty. It is memory. Scientists describe EBL as the integrated light from all cosmic history, an ocean of ancient photons that have scattered, faded, and blended into a background glow. But when you close your eyes and breathe, it becomes something simpler. A quiet reminder that the universe never forgets its own story. Each particle of light is a traveler, a message sent from a moment that still exists somewhere in space-time. If you could see beyond the visible spectrum, past the darkness that your eyes mistake for emptiness, you would find that the universe glows everywhere. The sky itself is made of memories. These words might not appear in any textbook, yet they are true in every sense. The cosmic background light is like dust made of time. Ancient starlight scattered so thin it no longer shines as a point, but as a feeling. It surrounds us within and beyond our sight, a veil woven from the remnants of creation. Astronomers often say that looking at the night sky is like looking into the past. But EBL takes this further. It is not just one memory. It is all memories layered together. The light from a galaxy 10 billion years away mingles with the afterglow of another twice as old. Their radiance merges in silence, forming the soft, invisible sea that drifts through the cosmic void. It is the light of everything that has ever been, stretched, cooled, but never destroyed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, Einstein reminded us. It can only be changed from one form to another. Perhaps that is what this glow really is, the emotional echo of physics itself. Light that once ignited worlds now lingers as a background hum, softer than any sound, older than any dawn. And if you listen closely, you might sense a connection between the faint cosmic glow and the dim sparks that move through your own thoughts. Your memories, too, are scattered light, faint, but never lost. Each one a photon of emotion, a pulse of time crossing the vastness of your inner universe. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a galaxy, filled with moments, each shining for a while before fading into the background. Some memories remain bright, others dim, but none truly disappear. They blend into a quiet radiance, shaping who you are even when you forget. That is what the EBL teaches us, not just about stars and galaxies, but about ourselves. Astronomers measure this faint light using satellites and telescopes sensitive to infrared and gamma rays. But for the dreamer, the poet, the sleeper, it requires no instrument at all, just presence, stillness, the willingness to see not with the eyes, but with awareness. Because EBL is not meant to dazzle, it is meant to comfort. It tells us that even in the deepest night, the universe is never completely dark. Somewhere in this glow lies the light of the first sunrise, the flicker of dying stars, the reflections of cosmic dust drifting through infinite space. Together, they weave the tapestry of time. And tonight, as you lie in the quiet of your room, that tapestry touches you too. So breathe softly as the universe once did. The light that fills the cosmos also fills you. A gentle reminder that you are not separate from it. You are part of this faint glow of eternity, a living fragment of the oldest memory in existence. We are the way for the cosmos to know itself. Carl Sagan once said, "Perhaps that is why this light still travels, because knowing, remembering, and being are all the same act." And as your thoughts begin to quiet, imagine the EBL surrounding you like a soft halo, not to be seen, but to be felt. The faintest glow, the calmest pulse, the eternal warmth of something that began long before you and will continue long after. Now, let that light rest within you. You are safe here, among the memories of stars. Somewhere in the quiet between galaxies, the faint afterglow of all creation drifts like mist, unseen, but everywhere. In the last chapter, we touched this cosmic memory, this faint glow of eternity. Yet, for astronomers, to simply know it exists is not enough. They want to measure it, to listen for its heartbeat across time. But how do you measure something that cannot be seen, that does not shine on its own? The extragalactic background light is not a single beam, but an ocean of photons spread so thin that it hides within the darkness. It is the ghost of every star that ever lived, light scattered, stretched, and softened by the expansion of the universe. To find it, scientists must look for what it does, rather than what it is. They do this through what physicists call gamma-ray attenuation, the way high-energy light from distant galaxies fades as it travels through the fog of old starlight. Instruments like Fermi-Lat and Hess don't capture the glow directly. Instead, they watch how it dims other light, how ancient photons quietly absorb and weaken the brighter, younger ones that cross their path. Like watching the ripples on water to know that wind once passed over it. It is a delicate art, listening to the softest echo of every sunrise. Each gamma ray that reaches Earth has fought its way through billions of years of scattered light. Some never make it. They collide with old photons from forgotten stars and vanish, turning their energy into a whisper that no eye can see. But from those disappearances, scientists can reconstruct a map, a picture of how much invisible light fills the universe. You might think of it like this. The cosmos has its own weather, its own invisible fog, and the astronomers are reading it not with sight, but with patience. They call it attenuation, but you might call it empathy, a way of understanding something not by its brightness, but by its absence. Even what we cannot see shapes everything we do. The EBL teaches us that truth, because even the unseen leaves fingerprints. Just as gamma rays fade through the cosmic mist, our own lives are filled with things that cannot be directly measured. Love, memory, hope. You don't see them, but you know they shape the light of your days. Astronomers spend years collecting these faint signals. Fermi-Lat, orbiting above Earth's atmosphere, records gamma rays from distant blazars, galaxies whose jets of energy point directly toward us. Hess, deep in the Namibian desert, watches the same light as it strikes Earth's air, turning invisible radiation into brief blue flashes. From those flashes, patterns emerge, faint curves on a graph that whisper of something ancient, hidden, and omnipresent. Each data point is like a note in a cosmic symphony. Each silence, a rest that carries meaning. When combined, they form a melody older than galaxies, the soft hum of every sunrise that has ever been. To measure the EBL is to practice humility. It's not about seeing more, but about accepting that the universe hides more than it reveals. As Carl Sagan once said, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. That waiting is part of the beauty. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the invisible sea. Waves of light moving through you right now. Ancient photons brushing your skin, having traveled for 10 billion years just to pass unnoticed through your room. You cannot see them, you cannot touch them, but they are here. Gentle reminders that existence is built as much from the unseen as from the visible. Perhaps that's what science at its most poetic truly is. An act of listening, not to noise, but to quiet, not to brightness, but to its fading. In the same way, you might find that your own life glows most softly in silence, that the things you cannot measure, kindness, presence, love, are the ones that define you. So as the night deepens, imagine this: a vast, invisible sea stretching across the universe, holding the memory of every dawn that ever was. Somewhere in that endless ocean, Earth floats quietly, wrapped in the faint warmth of light, too old to remember its source. You are part of that sea, drifting through it, shaped by it, glowing faintly with it. Even the light you cannot see sees you. Beyond the instruments, beyond the data, beyond even the faintest whisper of detection, what remains is not science, but wonder. In the stillness of that realization, something shifts. The extragalactic background light stops being just a measurement and becomes a feeling, the afterglow of all things. Every photon ever born, every spark from every star that ever lived, still drifts through this vast unfolding night. None of it has truly vanished. The universe has kept every promise of its past, gathering it all into one infinite glow, faint, ancient, and everywhere at once. Astronomers see it as data, but you might feel it as presence, a soft radiance woven through the dark, humming like a memory you can almost recall. Every photon is a promise kept across time. Think about that. Every particle of light that has ever left a sun, every flicker that once illuminated a planet or warmed a world, still travels onward, across billions of years, never stopping, never resting, just spreading thinner and softer until it becomes part of this quiet background. And yet, that same light is within you, your body, your mind, your very being, all born from the same cosmic fire that once filled the young universe. The carbon in your blood was forged in stars. The calcium in your bones was born in their deaths. The oxygen in your lungs was once part of a supernova's breath. When you inhale, you breathe starlight made invisible by time. Carl Sagan once said, "We are made of star stuff." It was not poetry, it was truth. The extragalactic background light, that faint hum of eternity, is not only out there, it shines inside us too, carried in our cells, in our thoughts, in the warmth that still burns behind our quietest emotions. If you could see yourself the way the universe does, you wouldn't see a single person standing alone under a night sky. You'd see a constellation, a small, living pattern of light glowing softly against the vastness. The EBL is the bridge between you and that immensity. It reminds you that you are not just in the universe, you are part of it, inseparable, luminous. Scientists spend decades tracing the faintest curves of its spectrum, but you can feel it in a single moment of stillness. Every breath, every heartbeat is a continuation of the same rhythm that began billions of years ago, when the first atoms came together to form stars. Somewhere in that glow, the blueprint of your existence was written. In the end, it's not the brightness that matters, it's endurance. Light doesn't vanish when it fades. It becomes memory. It becomes warmth. It becomes meaning. Just like the moments of your own life, the laughter, the silence, the love, each one leaves a trace, a photon of being that adds to the quiet glow of who you are. When you look up at the sky, you are not looking into distance. You are looking into reflection. Every star you see is not just a light in the past. It is a mirror of your own origins. The same atoms that ignite those distant suns once drifted through the same dust that became you. So as you lie there tonight, let this truth settle in your heart. You, too, are made of that quiet light. You are the continuation of the cosmos, the echo of its first illumination, the carrier of its softest radiance. You are part of the same glow that scientists call background light, poets call eternity, and dreamers simply call home. Somewhere, a photon that began its journey before Earth even existed is touching your skin right now. It has traveled across the impossible distances of time and emptiness only to arrive here, to remind you that nothing is ever truly gone, only transformed. So close your eyes. Let the universe rest through you. Let its glow soften your thoughts and slow your breath. Even in darkness, you are surrounded by light, ancient, patient, and kind. And perhaps that is the universe's final lullaby, that everything which ever burned still glows quietly within us. Let that light rest in you tonight. In the quiet afterglow of light, we left behind the hum of ancient photons, drifting through eternity, carrying the memories of every star that ever lived. Yet that glow, faint and everlasting, tells only half the story. For even as the light travels, space itself is moving. It stretches, expands, breathes, gently, endlessly, changing the meaning of distance and time. This is where science listens deeper into the subtle murmurs of the cosmos. Astronomers call it the Sachs-Wolf effect, a faint shift in the energy of photons as they climb through the invisible mountains and valleys of gravity. Picture it, light climbing hills of time. Every photon begins its journey deep within a gravitational well, perhaps near a cluster of galaxies or a dense patch of early matter. As it escapes that gravity, it loses a little strength, just as a traveler tires after climbing a long, steep path. It emerges slightly weaker, slightly redder, its wavelength stretched like a sigh that has traveled too far. This is the universe speaking softly through physics, not in words, but in motion. It's as if space itself inhales and exhales, creating a rhythm that every beam of light must follow. You could almost say, the universe expands like lungs of infinity. But this breathing isn't like ours. It's slower, vaster, more patient than any human can comprehend. Over billions of years, it has pulled galaxies apart, stretched starlight thinner, and given the cosmos its shape. And in that slow expansion, time itself has learned to flow. Imagine lying beneath the night sky, watching the stars shimmer. What you see is not stillness, but motion too vast to feel. Galaxies drifting farther away as the fabric of space-time stretches beneath them. Even the photons reaching your eyes have been stretched, their energy softened by the same gentle expansion that carries everything outward. In a way, this is the universe's version of compassion, allowing every particle, every star, every galaxy the space it needs to exist, to move, to drift apart without ever being truly lost. The Sachs-Wolf effect is small, almost imperceptible. It's a whisper written into the temperature of the cosmic microwave background. The oldest light in existence. Slight fluctuations, tiny differences in warmth and coolness, trace the places where light once struggled against gravity's pull. Scientists map these fluctuations with extraordinary precision, turning subtle shifts of energy into a portrait of the infant universe. And yet, behind the mathematics lies something deeply human. That faint redshift is the story of endurance, of light continuing on despite resistance, of energy transforming yet never disappearing. It mirrors our own journey through time, climbing out of invisible wells, carrying the faint warmth of where we began. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science." The Sachs-Wolf effect is exactly that. Mystery made measurable. Wonder made visible through the patient eyes of physics. Perhaps you felt something similar. A quiet moment when life feels stretched, when energy seems to slip away as you move through your own invisible hills. Yet, like those photons, you keep going. The effort doesn't erase your light. It reshapes it, softens it, makes it wiser. Even the cosmos understands fatigue. It stretches, slows, and yet continues expanding, gently carrying all things forward. If you could listen to that expansion, it might sound like a slow pulse, the steady rhythm of existence itself. As you lie here tonight, think of that rhythm, vast, ancient, and kind. The same cosmic breath that moves galaxies also moves through you. Every heartbeat, every rise and fall of your chest is part of that same universal expansion. A quiet reminder that you belong to a living, moving cosmos. So let your thoughts drift outward, past the stars, into that soft stretching of space. Feel the gentleness of the motion, the patience of light as it climbs unseen hills, carrying the story of all that ever was. You don't have to chase the meaning of it. Just rest within it. Because somewhere in that infinite exhale, you are already home, glowing faintly, moving slowly, expanding softly with the universe itself. From the gentle stretching of space, we drift naturally into its sound, not the kind you hear with your ears, but the silent rhythm of energy itself. Every ripple in space-time carries a memory, and every photon that reaches us hums with the soft resonance of motion long past. What astronomers call fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background, CMB, are, in truth, the quiet echoes of the universe learning how to move. Imagine standing in a vast, empty cave, whispering a single note. That sound would bounce off the walls, return to you changed, stretched, softened, scattered, yet still yours. Now imagine that same process happening across the cosmos. In the first few 100,000 years after the Big Bang, matter and light were locked together, vibrating as one, waves moving through a dense fog of plasma. When the universe finally cooled and became transparent, those waves froze into the fabric of light itself. What we see today as tiny variations in the CMB's temperature are the remnants of those ancient vibrations, the universe's first echoes. Each wave is a memory of motion, a snapshot of how gravity and radiation once danced together in perfect rhythmic tension. These fluctuations, measured to 1 part in 100,000, form a cosmic fingerprint, proof that the universe was once alive with sound, before there were stars, before there was silence. Physicists describe this pattern as baryon acoustic oscillations, pressure waves rippling through the early plasma, leaving behind imprints that later became galaxies, clusters, and voids. It's science, yes, but it's also poetry on a scale too grand to write down. The universe before words, spoke in waves. If you could translate those ripples into sound, they would form a deep, droning chord, something between a sigh and a heartbeat. Scientists say its pitch was close to a B-flat, 57 octaves below middle C. Each wave a memory of motion, each fluctuation a reminder that nothing in existence ever truly stands still. Not light, not space, not us. The redshift we measure today, the stretching of light as the universe expands, is simply the continuation of that same ancient song. Every photon traveling through space loses a bit of energy, its wavelength pulled longer by the very fabric it moves through. Over billions of years, what began as brilliant blue-white radiation has softened into microwave whispers. What was once fire is now warmth. The steady background hum that fills all of creation. It's almost comforting, isn't it? To know that the universe didn't explode and then fall silent. It sang, and that song still lingers, faint but eternal. And in that pattern of motion, there is a reflection of our own lives. We too move through invisible waves. We too are stretched and softened by time. Like light, we begin bright and fast, full of energy and direction, and gradually, as years pass, we lengthen, slow, and deepen. Our colors change, our rhythm gentles, but the song remains the same. Like light, you too stretch as you move through the gravity of years. The gravity may not be made of mass or space-time, but of memory, love, and loss. The invisible fields that pull on us, reshape us, and remind us that motion is not just physical, but emotional. When scientists observe redshift, they are not just measuring how galaxies move away. They are watching the passage of time itself, encoded in color. The same principle lives in us. The experiences we carry, the things we gain and lose, stretch the spectrum of who we are. They don't diminish our light, they transform it. As Carl Sagan once wrote, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." In every redshifted photon, the universe remembers its own expansion. In every quiet breath we take, we echo that same movement, outward, evolving, still singing the song of where we came from. If you listen closely enough, not with your ears, but with your stillness, you might sense that cosmic rhythm in your own heartbeat, a faint pulse connecting you to everything that ever was. The same motion that once rippled through plasma now ripples through you. So as the night stretches around you, imagine those waves continuing, endlessly expanding, endlessly softening. Light climbing the slow hills of time, sound turning to silence, motion becoming memory, and somewhere between those transitions, you, a small ripple yourself, find peace in knowing that the song never ends. It only changes its form. The echoes of motion fade, but what follows is not silence. It is realization. From the ripples in the early universe to the redshifted glow of distant galaxies, one truth becomes clear. Space itself is alive with movement. Every moment of expansion is a quiet act of becoming. The universe is not static, it is learning to exist. Those cosmic ripples, once locked in the heat of creation, have grown into something far greater. A pattern, a pulse, a continuous unfurling of space-time. The light that began its journey when the cosmos was young is still traveling, still stretching, as if it too were seeking to understand what it means to be. Astronomers describe this with equations, graphs, and precise constants, Hubble's law, scale factors, redshifts. Yet beneath the mathematics lies something profoundly human. The sense that to expand is to live. Every galaxy drifting apart, every photon losing energy, every gravitational wave stretching the fabric of reality. All of it is evidence that time is not a thing we pass through. It is a thing that breathes through us. Expansion is not just a property of space. It is the universe awakening to itself. Einstein once said, "The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible." Perhaps he meant that in every law we discover, in every cosmic map we draw, we find a reflection of our own minds. A strange symmetry between human curiosity and the order of the stars. The universe is not chaotic. It is coherent, intentional in its unfolding, alive in its rhythm. When we look at distant galaxies receding, we are witnessing time itself in motion, a living current that carries all things forward. This expansion is not a violent tearing apart. It's a graceful widening, a cosmic inhale that allows everything within it to exist freely. Even decay, even slowing, is part of that rhythm. But just as every expansion has its quiet moment, every breath has its pause. To expand is to live. To slow is to rest. You can feel the same pattern in your own being. Growth and rest, motion and stillness, the widening and softening of thought. The universe moves through you in the same way it moves through galaxies. Gently, patiently, without haste. Scientists once thought the cosmos might stop expanding one day, collapsing back into itself in a big crunch. Now they know the opposite is true. Expansion accelerates, driven by something unseen, something they call dark energy. Yet even this mystery carries a kind of peace. The universe is not rushing toward an end. It is drifting into openness, into calm, like a tide that no longer seeks the shore. In this way, cosmic expansion becomes a metaphor for awakening, not a loud revelation, but a gradual unfolding. The universe doesn't awaken all at once. It stirs slowly as stars ignite and fade, as galaxies bloom and scatter, as time stretches to make room for understanding. And so do we. Every moment of awareness, every quiet realization is its own kind of expansion. The mind stretching to meet the infinite, the heart widening to hold the unknown. Look at the night sky. Every point of light you see is moving away, yet it still shines for you. That paradox, distance creating connection, is the secret of existence itself. The farther the galaxies drift, the more clearly we see the pattern of their beginning. The more the universe expands, the more it reveals what it has always been. Somewhere in that widening, there is harmony. The same rhythm that governs galaxies pulses softly through your breath right now. The expansion of the cosmos and the rise and fall of your chest are not so different. Both are acts of balance, outward and inward, motion and rest, awareness and release. So as you lie beneath the sky tonight, imagine the universe stretching gently around you, not rushing, not breaking, just expanding in peace. Every star, every photon, every thought is part of that same awakening. The universe breathes, and you breathe with it. The galaxies drift, and so do your dreams. And in that slow, endless motion, that vast inhale of creation, everything that exists finds its place, softly, beautifully, in the living stillness of space. As the universe expands, it carries with it the quiet evidence of time, not just in the stretching of space, but in the soft dimming of light itself. From the last chapter, we left the cosmos breathing, alive, expanding, unfolding into awareness. But what happens to the light that travels through this growing emptiness? What becomes of brilliance when it is stretched too thin? Across the vastness, galaxies drift away from us, and as they do, their glow weakens. Each photon that reaches us has traveled through a universe still in motion, stretched by the very space it passes through. Astronomers describe this effect with elegant simplicity. Surface brightness fades by a factor of 1 plus Z4, where Z represents the redshift, the measure of how much the universe has expanded since that light began its journey. It means that what we see, those distant mist-like galaxies glowing faintly at the edge of visibility, are not truly dim. They only appear so because space itself has stretched their light across impossible distances, as if each photon were a silk thread pulled endlessly through time, thinning, softening, but never breaking. Light stretched thin like silk over endless space. The farther it travels, the fainter it becomes, not because it is dying, but because it is being transformed. What once blazed like a cosmic flame is now a whisper of its former self, softened by distance, blurred by time. And yet, it still arrives. That in itself is a quiet miracle. In 1930, physicist Richard Tolman proposed a test, now known as the Tolman Surface Brightness Test, to confirm whether the universe truly expands. His insight was poetic in its simplicity. If space stretches, then light from distant galaxies should appear dimmer than what their intrinsic brightness would suggest. Not because of dust or decay, but because of time's own expansion. When scientists measured it, they found it true. The galaxies at the farthest edge of our vision shine billions of times weaker than their nearby counterparts, even though their true luminosity may be the same. Each flicker we capture in our telescopes is a faint echo of what once was, a message sent before our world even existed, fading gently as it crossed an ever-growing sea. And yet, this dimming is not loss. It is continuity. It is the universe reminding us that everything changes form, but nothing disappears. Light that forgets its strength is still light. A voice that softens is still heard. A dream that fades is still remembered in the heart that once held it. You might feel this truth in your own life. The way memories lose their edges over time. How the vivid moments of youth soften into quiet impressions. But if you look closely, those softened memories are not gone. They have become lighter, easier to carry, woven into who you are. Just as galaxies fade in brightness, but not in essence, so too do we. Each emotion, each connection, each love, once fierce and bright, eventually finds its calm, dimmed not by distance, but by wisdom. Einstein once wrote, "Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another." That includes the light of galaxies, the warmth of human memory, the fire of living. Nothing is lost, only transformed into gentler forms. Perhaps the universe is teaching us to see beauty in that dimming, in the transition between brilliance and stillness. The Tolman test doesn't just measure physics. It measures patience, the grace of endurance, the humility of light that no longer needs to shine to prove it exists. If you could see the cosmos as it truly is, beyond equations and instruments, you would see it glowing faintly, like embers scattered across eternity. Not burning, but breathing. Not gone, but at rest. And maybe as you listen tonight, you can feel that same quiet fading within yourself. The slow softening of thought, the release of effort, the way the day's brightness gives way to the calm of night. Let it happen. Let your own light dim just enough to rest, because even when it fades, it still travels. It still exists. It still matters. Light never truly forgets. It only learns to rest more gently across the infinite. Light fades softly, but its journey never truly ends. From the dim glow of distant galaxies, we move deeper into the very fabric of distance itself. For when we gaze at the farthest stars, we are not just looking across space. We are looking back through time. Astronomers call it the co-moving distance, a quiet correction to how we imagine the universe. The galaxies we see from 13 billion light years away are not there anymore. In truth, as the universe has continued to expand, they are now more than 30 billion light years distant. What we observe is their memory, the light they sent when the cosmos was still young. By the time it reaches us, space itself has stretched beneath it, turning that ancient light into a soft echo of something that no longer exists in the same place. It's strange to think that every direction we look is a window into a different past. There is no fixed now in the sky, only layers of time woven together, each photon carrying a whisper of when it was born. Threads of space-time stretching like a dream. That is how many physicists describe it. And it's hard to imagine a more poetic truth. Space and time are not separate things. They are strands in the same tapestry, pulled gently by expansion, curved softly by gravity, and illuminated by the light that travels across them. When you look up, you are not just seeing distance, you are watching the slow unfolding of existence itself. Each galaxy, each faint shimmer is a memory still unfolding. There is no fixed point to reach, no ultimate destination, only movement, only the endless flow of being. In physics, this is a simple truth. There is no edge of the universe, only the limit of what light has had time to reach us. Yet, emotionally, it means something more. There is no finish line in our own lives either. No perfect moment where everything is finally complete. There is only the flow, the expansion, the quiet unfolding of time. Every photon we capture in our telescopes arrives tired, stretched thin, yet faithful. A traveler who has crossed an ever-growing sea of nothingness just to deliver its story. Each photon arrives tired, yet faithful. Those words could describe not just light, but endurance itself, the quiet persistence of everything that continues no matter how far it has come. Scientists use this understanding to measure reality with breathtaking precision. The Tolman's surface brightness test, first imagined nearly a century ago, becomes a kind of cosmic storytelling device. By studying how brightness dims with redshift, how light grows faint as the universe stretches, astronomers confirm that space is not static, but expanding. Each dimmed photon, each softened glow, is a signature of that great motion. But behind every equation lies a kind of tenderness. The realization that even the universe's faintest traces can tell us its deepest secrets. Every bit of light is a survivor, carrying with it the fingerprint of its origin. Even tired photons keep their promise. If you think about it, this is how memory works too. What we remember isn't a perfect reflection of what was. Like ancient light, our memories have traveled far through the corridors of time, changed by distance and experience. Yet even when they fade, they remain faithful, fragments of what once was, stretched but unbroken. Einstein once wrote, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." Perhaps what he meant is this: in a universe where time and space are woven together, everything is still happening somewhere. Every sunrise, every beginning, every heartbeat. The cosmos doesn't end things. It lets them drift farther apart, still connected, still glowing softly in the fabric of space-time. So when we speak of galaxies 13 billion years away, we are really speaking of time. Time that has expanded, softened, and yet endures. The night sky is not a snapshot, but a living document. Every point of light a page from the universe's own diary. And maybe, as you lie beneath that same sky, you can feel this truth within yourself. You, too, are a co-moving traveler, moving not through space alone, but through time, through memory, through transformation. There is no destination you must reach, only the gentle drift of existence. In the end, space and time are not two roads crossing. They are one quiet current, carrying everything forward. Stars, galaxies, dreams, and you. Let yourself float in that current. Let go of the idea of where or when. Because in the universe's language, there is no final point to arrive at. only a journey that keeps unfolding endlessly like light through a dream. Every journey of light must end not in darkness, but in quiet. After crossing oceans of time and the vast corridors of expanding space, photons lose their sharpness, their fire. Yet, in that soft surrender, there is grace, a kind of peace that only comes when even brilliance learns to let go. From the previous part, we understood how distance is not merely a measure of space, but of time. How every fading galaxy is both far away and long ago. The farther the light travels, the gentler it becomes, as if learning to breathe with the rhythm of the universe. Each wave stretches until it can stretch no more. Each spark learns the wisdom of fading. Even brilliance must learn to fade. Astronomers call it redshift, the gentle dimming of light as space expands, a cosmic exhalation. But to describe it only in physics would be to miss its poetry. Because in truth, this fading is not loss, it is transformation. It is light discovering rest. You might say that galaxies are teachers in the art of letting go. Each one burns fiercely for billions of years, creating elements, forging worlds, and sending light into the deep. Then, slowly, its arms loosen, its fire softens, and its heart quiets. The energy that once blazed across the void becomes part of the background glow, part of the soft memory that fills all space. The Tolman test confirms this scientifically. Surface brightness fading by a factor of 1 plus Z4. The equation that captures the universe's gentle truth, that distance, expansion, and time all lead to stillness. But behind those numbers lies something profoundly human. The acceptance that not everything bright must burn forever. Einstein once said, "A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness." In that sense, even the stars seem to agree. For after their most radiant moments, they too enter calm. As galaxies drift farther apart, their light grows thinner, stretched across the widening fabric of space-time. Yet this fading is not failure. It is fulfillment. Each photon, after traveling for billions of years, finally finds rest in the vastness it helped illuminate. Perhaps that is how peace arrives, not with a sudden stillness, but with a gradual softening, like the way sunlight at dusk loses its glare and turns golden, then lavender, then disappears entirely into night. There is beauty in that retreat, in that gentle surrender. When scientists observe the most distant galaxies, they are not witnessing their death. They are witnessing their peace. Their light still travels, even if the stars that made it no longer burn. As galaxies dim, peace deepens, and you, too, may rest. You can feel that same pattern in your own life. The slow dimming of urgency, the soft fading of what once seemed impossible to release. The universe does not resist its own quieting. It embraces it, and so can you. Sometimes letting go is not an ending, but a return, a way of rejoining the larger flow of things. Just as the light of ancient stars becomes the faint background glow that holds the cosmos together, the moments you release become part of something wider than yourself. Carl Sagan once reminded us, we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. That knowing is not only found in creation and expansion, it is also found in stillness, in the slow turning inward, in the realization that peace is not the absence of motion, but the harmony within it. As you listen now, imagine the galaxies drifting, their spirals soft, their colors dimming, their edges dissolving into the silence of space. Imagine each one as a candle at the end of its burn, glowing not with intensity, but with understanding. This is not the death of light, but its return to balance, its surrender to rest. And so tonight, as the universe expands gently around you, remember that fading is not failure. It is fulfillment. That even brilliance must learn to fade, to release itself into the calm from which it came. Let your thoughts drift like those ancient photons, faithful, softened, traveling beyond need and noise. Let your body loosen into the vastness that holds everything. Somewhere beyond sight, the galaxies continue their slow dimming, their peaceful exhale into eternity. And in their fading light, you might recognize something familiar. A reflection of your own quiet becoming. Now, rest. Because even the stars have learned how. As galaxies fade softly into the vast dark, their light continues its patient journey. Long after their brilliance has dimmed, long after their stars have turned to ash. What we see in our telescopes, those delicate spirals and ancient clusters, are not where they are now, but where they were. Their glow is a message delayed by time, a whisper from the past still crossing the ocean of space. This is the quiet truth of cosmic observation. Every time we look up, we are not seeing the present universe. We are looking into its memory. We see galaxies not where they are, but where they were. From the gentle surrender of light we explored before, we now arrive at its illusion. How distance and time conspire to make the cosmos a mirage of motion. Light does not move instantaneously. It travels, one photon at a time, and that travel takes time. When you look at the moon, you see it as it was 1 second ago, the sun 8 minutes ago, and the farthest galaxies more than 13 billion years in the past. The night sky then is not a map of where things are, but of when they were. Every point of light above you is a moment suspended, a living fossil of the universe's memory. Astronomers call this the light travel distance, the total stretch of space light has crossed to reach us. But there is another way to measure distance, a quieter, more philosophical one. The co-moving distance. It accounts for the fact that the universe has been expanding the entire time that light was traveling. So, a galaxy whose light has taken 13 billion years to reach us is now, in truth, 30 billion light years away. What this means is both astonishing and humbling. The deeper we look, the farther away the galaxies truly are, even beyond the light they sent us. We are not just observing the past. We are witnessing a version of reality that no longer exists, yet still echoes in our present. It's as if the universe keeps its own scrapbook, a record of how things once were, preserved in beams of light that wander endlessly through time. And in that sense, looking at the cosmos is like looking into our own past, because we, too, see ourselves through the same illusion. Every thought, every feeling, every memory we hold is a form of light travel, something from before, reflected into now. We live in echoes of what we were, carrying old light through the expanding space of our own lives. Perhaps that's why memory feels both close and distant, why a childhood moment can feel immediate, yet impossibly far away. Our minds are cosmic mirrors holding the faint light of who we used to be. Like galaxies, we are always changing, but our light, our essence, continues to travel through time. Einstein once wrote, "People like us who believe in physics know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. In that sense, time is not something that passes us by. It's something we move through. A vast landscape where everything that ever happened still exists, waiting for light to reach it. Think of this as a kind of spiritual cosmology. What if every memory, every word, every act of kindness still travels outward endlessly like photons escaping a star? What if none of it is ever truly gone, just moving farther, quieter, softer? When astronomers peer into deep space, they are not just gathering data. They are listening to stories told in the language of delay. Every photon that enters their instruments has traveled longer than life on Earth has existed. And yet, it still arrives, tired, stretched, but faithful. There's something comforting in that. To know that even the faintest signal finds its way home. That no distance, however vast, can silence light completely. And so, when you look up at the night sky, you are surrounded not by stars as they are, but by ghosts of what they once were. Yet those ghosts still shine. They persist not because they resist time, but because they move with it. In the quiet spaces between those lights lies a lesson for us, that what we lose is not truly gone, and what we see is only one version of truth. The universe is both near and far, both then and now, both alive and memory. And just as the galaxies continue to drift beyond where their light can reach, so too do we, stretching gently into new versions of ourselves, carrying the echoes of who we were into the light of who we are becoming. So tonight, as you rest, remember this: you are not separate from the stars. You too are a traveler made of light, moving through time, leaving behind a glow that will outlive the moment. The illusion of distance fades when you realize that all of it, the galaxies, the memories, the light, and you, are simply reflections in the same timeless sea. When we gaze into the deep night sky, we are not just looking outward, we are looking backward. Each glimmering star, each distant galaxy is a message sent long ago, still crossing the ocean of time. But what if the very act of looking is an illusion? What if distance as we understand it is not a straight line but a woven thread? A gentle stretch of both time and space intertwined. In the previous part, we learned that we do not see galaxies as they are. We see them as they were. Their light, traveling across the expanding fabric of the cosmos, carries the past into our present. But the deeper truth lies in what astronomers call the co-moving distance, a concept that reshapes how we think about existence itself. Imagine a galaxy whose light has taken 13 billion years to reach us. That number already feels impossible to hold. Longer than the Earth has existed, older than the stars we know. Yet, in the time it took for that light to arrive, the universe itself has expanded. The space between us and that galaxy has stretched like a vast, invisible fabric. So while its light began the journey 13 billion years ago, the galaxy is now over 30 billion light years away. It's as if the universe is a dream slowly unfolding, its threads of space-time stretching softly in all directions, expanding not into something, but as something. Threads of space-time stretching like a dream. Einstein's general theory of relativity tells us that space and time are not separate entities. They are one continuous fabric, space-time, Gravity curves it, motion warps it, and expansion pulls it apart. In this cosmic weaving, time does not merely pass, it flows. And space does not simply exist, it moves. Carl Sagan once said, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." If that's true, then perhaps this stretching of space-time is not just a physical process, but a reflection of our own lives, our own expansion through time, our own stretching between what was and what will be. Think about it this way. When you remember a moment, you are touching the light of your own past, an echo that still travels through your inner universe. The space between who you were and who you are now is not empty. It is expanding, filled with memories, choices, and quiet transformations. In the cosmos, this expansion never stops. Even as we measure galaxies moving farther away, we are not watching them leave. We are watching the very fabric of reality grow. It is not that they are moving through space. Rather, space itself is moving. Carrying them, carrying us, carrying everything. Astronomers use precise equations to describe this, but in truth, it feels almost poetic. The universe does not rush. It unfolds slowly, gracefully, and in that unfolding, there is peace. When we speak of time and space as separate, we impose human structure on something infinite. But in reality, they are inseparable. Where there is space, there is time. And where there's time, there is space. The light that travels from one end of the universe to another is not merely crossing distance. It is moving through epochs, through changing realities, through the very heartbeat of existence itself. And maybe that's why, when we look at the sky, we feel both awe and stillness, as though something inside us recognizes that motion and rest, time and space are one. Physicist Hermann Minkowski, one of Einstein's mentors, once said, "Henceforth space by itself and time by itself are doomed to fade away into mere shadows, and only a kind of union of the two will preserve an independent reality. In that union, every direction is also a moment. Every moment is also a place. There is no true beginning and no final end, only an eternal unfolding, like waves spreading endlessly from a single point of origin." So when we speak of a galaxy being 13 billion light years away, we are really describing a conversation between now and then, between here and there, a dialogue written in light. What we call distance is simply time stretched across existence. This understanding changes something profound about how we see the universe and ourselves. Because if time and space are one, then perhaps your life too is not a straight line. Perhaps the moments you think are behind you still exist somewhere along the fabric. Perhaps the people you've loved, the dreams you've let go, the versions of you that once burned brightly, they still glow quietly in some corner of space-time, sending faint light forward. And that means you are not simply moving through life. Life is expanding through you. Every thought, every breath, every act of kindness or regret, all of it becomes part of this vast, ongoing motion. You are the space that holds your time, and the time that shapes your space. In the same way that galaxies drift apart without ever truly losing connection, nothing that has ever been part of you is truly gone. It simply moves beyond the horizon of your awareness, farther, softer, but still there. There is no fixed destination waiting somewhere out there in the dark. There is only the flow, the gentle drift of being. The universe does not ask you to arrive. It invites you to move, to expand, to become. And as you listen now, breathing quietly beneath the same cosmic fabric that holds every star, you are part of that motion, part of the ongoing conversation between time and space, between what is and what was. There is no rush. There never was. The light will continue its journey. The galaxies will keep stretching farther away. And you, a tiny consciousness floating in this infinite web, will keep expanding too. Because in the language of the universe, there are no endings, only the endless unfolding of everything that has ever been, and the soft reminder that in this vast dream of space-time, you are exactly where you are meant to be. In the previous part, we saw how the universe stretches softly, carrying galaxies farther apart, not because they are moving through space, but because space itself is growing. Time and space are threads of the same infinite fabric, always expanding, always breathing, always dissolving into one another. And yet, even as everything moves, there is a paradox at the heart of it all. The deeper you drift into the universe's expansion, the more you realize that nothing truly goes anywhere. We are travelers who never leave our place. You see, the galaxies do not sail through a static void. They remain within the flow of space itself. The fabric stretches, and they stretch with it. Every point in the cosmos stays still, even as it moves farther from every other point. This is the strange poetry of expansion. Motion without movement, distance without departure. The same is true for us. You and I are riding this cosmic tide, moving at hundreds of kilometers per second through the Milky Way. Yet to us, everything feels still. We are sitting in the middle of motion so vast that it becomes indistinguishable from stillness. In mindfulness, there is a similar idea that you do not need to chase after peace because you are already within it. The space you seek is the space you inhabit. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, peace is every step. You do not need to travel across the stars to find stillness. It is here now, resting inside your own breath. The universe expands, but it does not escape itself. And perhaps that is the most profound lesson of all, that movement and stillness are not opposites. They are reflections of the same truth. As light travels for billions of years, as galaxies stretch across incomprehensible distances, what truly changes? Not the essence of the light, only its path. Not the truth of space, only its shape. Everything moves, yet everything remains. When you close your eyes, you are not shutting the world out. You are returning to the still point at the center of your own motion. The place inside you that moves with the stars, yet never departs from itself. Astrophysicists call this vast stillness the co-moving frame, the reference point where everything drifts together. It's a term used in cosmology, but it could easily belong to the language of meditation. Because in that frame, you realize that every traveler, every planet, every mind, every photon is part of one single journey. When you look at the night sky, you might think the stars are receding endlessly into the dark. But look closer and you'll see their retreat is also their connection. Every movement outward stretches the bonds that hold us all together. Expansion is not separation. It is unity unfolding. In the same way, your life expands with every passing year. You move through emotions, memories, and dreams that drift farther and farther from the moment they began. And yet, you are still here, breathing, aware, constant, traveling without moving. Alan Watts once wrote, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." That is what it means to exist, to be a still point through which all of time and space pass. The light of ancient stars enters your eyes and completes its journey. And in that moment, you become part of the story of its motion. You are where the universe pauses to see itself. When you sit quietly and feel your breath, you are doing what the cosmos has always done, expanding and contracting, reaching outward, then returning inward. You do not need to go anywhere to touch eternity. It is already here, vibrating softly in the pulse of your blood, in the warmth of your body, in the silence that hums beneath all sound. So tonight, let yourself rest within that realization. Imagine yourself suspended in a vast, invisible ocean of stars. Feel the motion, not as speed or direction, but as a kind of gentle unfolding. You are floating on the slow rhythm of cosmic time. You are part of the expansion, but also part of the stillness that holds it. The more you look outward, the more you will notice that everything mirrors inward. The galaxies drift apart, but within that drifting is harmony. The farther the light travels, the more it reveals its origin. And the farther you look, outward into space or inward into yourself, the closer you come to what you've been seeking all along. The farther you look, the closer you come to yourself. That is the quiet truth of this journey. To travel without moving is to realize that there has never been a destination, only awareness unfolding like the universe itself. Every expansion leads back to stillness. Every question leads back to wonder. And now, as you rest here beneath the soft glow of ancient light, let the thought of motion fade. You are not apart from the stars. You are their echo, the stillness within their distance, the listener within their light. Close your eyes. Let everything drift. You are already home. From the quiet realization that we are travelers who never leave our place, the journey continues further into the unknown, toward the very edge of what light can reveal. Until now, we have followed the universe through its memories, the fading fire of galaxies, the stretch of space-time, the soft illusion of motion. But even light has its limits. There comes a boundary, a last glowing veil beyond which our eyes cannot see. That boundary is the cosmic microwave background, or CMB. The oldest light in the universe, a faint afterglow from when everything was still impossibly young. It is not light from stars or galaxies, but from the very birth of space itself, a time when the cosmos was only 380,000 years old. Imagine the universe then, hot, dense, and full of light that could not yet travel freely. Photons were trapped in an ocean of charged particles, scattering endlessly, unable to escape. Then suddenly, as the universe expanded and cooled, the fog lifted. Matter and light separated for the first time, and the first free photons began their journey. The same photons that still reach us today. Astronomers call the CMB a map of the universe's first breath. It is a frozen whisper from that moment when light and matter parted ways. The universe's first act of seeing itself. Every tiny ripple in the CMB, every faint fluctuation of temperature, is a record of the seeds that would one day become galaxies, stars, and eventually us. To look at the CMB is to look at the beginning of everything we can observe. It is the farthest wall of sight, not a wall of matter, but of light. Beyond it lies a realm we cannot yet see, a silence that no telescope has pierced. Even the powerful James Webb Space Telescope, with its golden mirrors catching ancient light, cannot see past it. The CMB is the last visible echo, the cosmic horizon where vision ends and imagination begins. And yet, beyond that wall, something still moves. Something older than light itself. Scientists suspect that before the first photons were freed, there were even earlier waves, neutrinos, gravitational ripples, and the subtle hum of the universe's birth pangs. These are the whispers older than light, faint signals that carry the story of what came before the CMB, before visibility, before time, as we understand it. Carl Sagan once said, "We are a way for the universe to know itself." Perhaps this knowing was always there, even before light, waiting for eyes to open, for consciousness to arise, for curiosity to listen. Beyond the CMB, our instruments fall silent, but silence too is a kind of message. It tells us there is more, not in distance, but in depth. What lies beyond sight is not emptiness. It is the beginning of everything that will one day be seen. So now, as you rest beneath the same invisible background that still hums quietly through every corner of space, remember, we are surrounded by light we can no longer see, by whispers older than time itself, still echoing softly in the dark. Close your eyes. Let that silence surround you, because sometimes what we cannot see is what holds us most completely. Beyond the faint glow of the cosmic microwave background, that last wall of sight, there stretches a silence deeper than anything light can touch. It is not empty. It is full of echoes waiting to be heard, of vibrations too ancient for the eye, too subtle for the telescope. After light has spoken, sound remains. Not sound as we know it, but the quiet rhythm of space-time itself. From the moment the CMB formed, the universe became visible. But long before that, it was already alive with motion. Waves rippling through the fabric of reality, carrying the memory of creation's earliest heartbeat. We cannot see them, but we can learn to listen. Astronomers call these hidden signals the neutrino background and the gravitational waves, messengers that travel through existence itself, unbent by dust, unbroken by time. Unlike light, they do not scatter or fade. They pass through stars, planets, and even us, like whispers through a dream. To detect them, scientists must do something almost poetic. They must place their ears against the fabric of space-time itself. Across the Antarctic ice, deep underground, and in vast laser tunnels stretching miles apart, humanity has built instruments of impossible sensitivity. The Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory, buried beneath the frozen South Pole, waits in absolute stillness, watching for a single flash of light produced. When a neutrino, one of trillions passing through Earth each second, happens to collide with an atom. Meanwhile, in the quiet valleys of Washington and Louisiana, the twin observatories of LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, extend their long, perfect arms, listening for tremors smaller than a fraction of a proton. These ripples are not sounds, yet they behave like music, space-time stretching and relaxing as black holes merge, as stars collapse, as the universe sighs in gravity's deep tone. When the first detection came in 2015, Einstein's century-old prediction was confirmed. The universe had spoken in waves. As one physicist put it, it's as though we have finally learned to hear the cosmos, not just see it. That hearing changes everything. It opens a new sense, one beyond vision. To listen beyond light is to realize that the cosmos has more than one language. Some truths cannot be seen. They can only be felt, like vibrations through the soul. In meditation, we practice something similar. We stop trying to see and instead begin to sense, to listen to the quiet hum beneath our thoughts. Astronomers do the same on a grander scale. They close their telescopic eyes and open an inner ear to the tremors of space-time. In that stillness, science becomes a form of mindfulness. Imagine it, Earth, a small blue point adrift in the dark, wrapped in detectors made of ice, mirrors, and lasers. All of them waiting patiently for a whisper that began billions of years ago. Waiting for gravity's soft echo from before light was even born. These experiments are not just about technology. They are acts of devotion, listening to the silence that shaped everything. Like monks of the modern age, these scientists sit in meditation with the universe itself, trusting that the void will eventually answer. There is a kind of humility in that waiting, because to listen beyond light is to accept our limits, to admit that vision alone is not enough. We are not conquerors of the cosmos. We are its students. We learn by being still. Carl Jung once wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." In the same way, the universe invites us to look inward, not with eyes, but with awareness. For just as gravitational waves ripple through space-time, emotions ripple through the mind. Both are invisible, yet both move everything. The more we learn to listen, to truly listen, the more we realize that silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of all frequencies blended into one. The cosmic background hum that surrounds us is proof that nothing is ever really quiet. Even now, space is vibrating gently, filled with the remnants of creation's earliest motion. Every second, countless neutrinos pass through you, relics from the first moments after the Big Bang. You don't feel them, yet they move through your body effortlessly, reminders that even the invisible is connected to you. These ghost particles, as physicists affectionately call them, carry with them a memory older than light, a memory that flows through you without ever being seen. Perhaps that's what makes this so moving. The universe doesn't only speak through stars and explosions. It speaks through absence, through stillness, through the spaces in between. To listen beyond light is to understand that what we can't observe may be the most essential part of all. Astronomers listening to space-time are not just gathering data. They are participating in a cosmic act of mindfulness. They remind us that not everything needs to be seen to be real. Some truths, like love, grief, or peace, are known only by their resonance. So as you listen now, in the quiet of your room, imagine the detectors deep beneath the earth and the mirrors stretched across valleys, all listening too. You and the universe breathing in rhythm. Out there, beyond the faint glow of the CMB, beyond even the light that has guided us this far. The universe hums in a register too low for human ears, too vast for any sense to hold. Yet somehow, in our stillness, we hear it anyway. Because listening at its heart is not about sound. It is about presence. It is about noticing what continues when all else fades. The gentle reminder that even in silence, existence sings. And maybe, as you drift closer to sleep, you can hear it too. A vibration beyond words, a whisper older than light itself. After learning to listen beyond light, to hear the quiet symphony of gravitational waves and the faint hum of neutrinos, we arrive at the horizon of understanding, the edge of wonder. Beyond this point, there are no more maps, no more data, no more visible stars to guide us. Only questions suspended in the dark, only silence, vast, patient, alive. And yet, that silence is not empty. It is waiting. Everything we have observed so far, from the faint afterglow of the cosmic microwave background to the echoes of colliding black holes, is only a fragment of the universe's voice. Beyond that voice lies something older than sound itself. Something that existed before even the first vibration of space and time. Scientists call it the quantum fog before creation, a realm where laws dissolve and potential hums quietly beneath existence. It is humbling to think that everything we know, every galaxy, every beam of light, every heartbeat, emerged from that unseen whisper, that before light could shine, there was already a pulse of intention running through the void. Carl Sagan once said, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known." Perhaps that something does not wait in another galaxy or in a distant telescope image, but here, in the stillness between our thoughts, in the quiet awareness that gazes back at the universe and recognizes itself. As the light fades, the journey turns inward. What lies beyond the CMB is not just a scientific frontier, but a spiritual one, a boundary between what can be measured and what must be felt. To listen beyond light is also to listen beyond knowledge, to accept that not all understanding arrives as information. Some truths emerge as peace. When astronomers peer into the cosmic dawn, they are not just searching for particles or patterns. They are searching for belonging, for a sense that even in this immeasurable vastness, consciousness has a place. Each new discovery is a reminder that the act of wondering itself is part of the universe's design. In that sense, wonder is not an emotion, it is a force, the same energy that once ignited the first stars. It expands the mind the way the universe expands space, stretching the boundaries of what we think we can hold. Every night sky you've ever looked at is a reflection of this process, the endless dance between the known and the unknowable. Even when the stars seem still, the universe is still expanding. Even when the mind grows quiet, thoughts ripple softly beneath the surface. There's no true stillness, only the illusion of rest before another awakening. Albert Einstein wrote, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science." Standing at the edge of wonder means surrendering to that mystery, not to solve it, but to feel it, to recognize that awe and understanding are two sides of the same gaze. The farther science reaches, the more it begins to sound like poetry. The deeper the astronomer listens, the more she sounds like a monk. Because when you stand at the edge of what light can reveal, there are no words left, only reverence. only gratitude. The universe does not end where our instruments fail. It continues, in whispers, in vibrations, in possibilities too subtle for matter, too ancient for time. And maybe one day we will find a way to hear those whispers clearly. Or maybe the act of listening is the point, a reminder that curiosity itself is a form of connection. So as this chapter closes, imagine yourself standing beneath that invisible sky, where the last photons of the CMB fade into quiet. You are not outside looking in. You are part of the same unfolding. You are made of that ancient light. And you are listening with the same awareness that once helped the cosmos awaken. Beyond the light, there are whispers older than time itself, waiting for us to listen. Perhaps the next step in this journey is not forward, but inward. The next discovery may not come from a telescope, but from silence, from the same stillness that holds the stars in balance, the same stillness that holds you. Let the echoes fade. Let your breath slow. The universe is still expanding, even in your dreams. And as it does, may you drift gently with it, not searching, not holding, simply floating in wonder. Good night, traveler of light. You've reached the edge for now. As the last echoes of light fade beyond the horizon of sight, the universe does not end. It simply grows quieter. We have followed its ancient glow, measured its breath, and listened to whispers older than time itself. Yet beyond all that we can see or hear, something still calls. A silence that feels alive, like a question waiting to be answered. Perhaps that is where the next journey begins. Not with more light, but with awareness itself. Beyond the maps of galaxies and the hum of radiation lies another frontier, consciousness. The cosmos has learned to expand, and now it dreams through us, curious, awake, infinite. In the next chapter, we will drift past light and sound into the hidden dimension where energy becomes thought and the universe begins to know itself. For now, let your thoughts rest among the stars. The expansion continues, gently, endlessly, even in your sleep. Good night, traveler of light.